start with, it's continuing with what had started a couple of budgets ago, that is reaching towards 100 years of India's independence, the progress. We are traversing on the same road, and it has remained focused to move that way. Secondly, earlier, before the elections, we had the vote of account. This is again in continuance of that. There was a vote of account giving you a budget in summary, intentions of the government, and here the intentions are specified in terms of numbers and figures. There are 9 sectors where stress has been laid. Yeah, we have got the first is the agriculture being a primary sector. A lot of emphasis has been laid on that for simple reason that without strengthening a primary sector, the tertiary sectors as well as the secondary sectors do not have a foundation. Secondly, we have a large population that we have to feed. And third, India is coming of age by using technology and by using various innovative in agriculture, which has been encouraged now by the government according to this budget, where we are heading for exports as well. The second would be youth. India is one of the youngest countries in the world with maximum number of youth. This is a great challenge in terms of skilling, entrepreneurship, employment and welfare. So stress has been laid to address all these various compartments that will be required to see that the youth are gainfully employed and they also enter into industries as new entrepreneurs. We have got this, according to this scheme, the corporate sector also has been encouraged to employ first timers, like a salary, first month salary reimbursement or further subsidies if you employ youth who are first time being employed by an industry. With this, 30 lakh youth are proposed to benefit. There's also a big stress continued to be laid on skilling because technology is advancing and so the need of the industry is also being enhanced, and so we have to skill our youth to be able to meet these challenges and enter the new industry on a strong note. The other scheme, the next scheme would be about inclusive and social justice. Here, emphasis again have been laid on women who have been deprived over the years. They have come of age, and still to encourage them and to prosper and to be self-sustaining. There are a lot of schemes that have come as far as funding, as far as skilling, as far as market support. All these schemes have been spelled out by the finance minister. We also have in the same sector social justice. This has again been the emphasis has been laid on that. We have got manufacturing and service sector. As far as in manufacturing and service sector, all the 4 factors of production, that is land, labor, capital and enterprise, have been taken into consideration. And as far as labor is concerned, we have earlier spoken about skilling, and here also labor intensive industries have been given a certain support. MSMEs also, as far as the credit guarantee schemes, that also has been further modified and made it more beneficial to the MSMEs. And financial assistance of various type, maybe in cluster development support, has been encouraged also. There are e-commerce and export hubs are to be developed and encouraged. Industrial parks in 100 cities are going to come up, and we are hopeful that Goa might be one of those 100 cities that will be chosen. It will benefit the local economy a lot. There are other sectors like reforms in shipping, reforms in industrial laws. This is also very important, and they are going to be done. Development hubs for urban development. There are certain facilities that have been given and certain financial supports. Urban housing, water supply, suitable treatment plants, especially for sewage treatment plants and solid waste management systems. These are very, very important factors for increased urbanization. And among other things, these are the things that I emphasize on. Energy security, solar energy as well as alternate energy again has been encouraged, and there have been soft loans, finances, and also the new technology is going to be developed in this particular sector to make a shift from conventional energy to more of the solar energy and alternate energies. Infrastructure. This is a fiscal support not only from the center but also given in partnership with the states to improve the infrastructure. Infrastructure which will be beneficial to the entire industry of not only the national but also the state, and even the private enterprises investing in infrastructure in projects have been encouraged to do so by giving certain benefits. Innovations in various areas including space technology have been encouraged, and a lot of support has been given because technological innovations and new findings are what spell your way to progress. We have got the 9th item, which is the generation next. This has been embodied with various reforms. How to get this done, how to get the next generation reforms up. So as far as besides the factors of production, all factors of production have been taken care of. Then we have the markets, we have land reforms in terms of planning, urban as well as rural, and we have also got planning as far as the labor markets are concerned, employment and financing enterprises which are new enterprises. There is further stress going to be, which is very important to the industry, is ease of doing business. They've spoken about ease of doing business, and hopefully we will see a lot of it, because easier the life of business, the more prosperous it gets. And there is also stress laid on social security as far as the pensions are concerned, as far as other benefits that are concerned. So these are the 9 focus areas that the finance minister spoke about. Besides this, we have got direct taxes, which standard deductions. Standard deductions have been increased from 50 to 75,000. Then we have got certain incentives to move into the new regime, and there is relief of 15 to 25,000 in the restructuring of the tax. I would like to say here that there are a few suggestions that our chamber had made in pre-budget memorandum. We are very happy to see that the decriminalization of TDS offences or any let up on that has been reflects here, and it's going to be decriminalized now, any offences under that. The second is quick addressal to appeals. It should take a long time, the litigations, and now there have been the time as well as there are a lot of A lot of reform that have been brought to expedite this and make the life easier and get people out of this litigation as soon as possible. And third is abolishing taxes on angel investors, on startups, and on new entrepreneurs. This is very, very important in order to encourage new investment and new entrepreneurship. And this has also been taken care of. So with these are the main highlights that we have seen from this budget. As I said, it's in continuing with what had happened in the vote of account and also in keeping with our roadmap to prosperity with a prosperous India in 100 years of our independence.
Mr. D'Souza, that the budget proposal on cruise tourism and simplifying the tax system for foreign cruises wanting to invest in India, that's going to help tourism.
That will help because cruise tourism now, what has happened is cruise tourism is looking at India. Previously, this was China was very much in the game, but now India has come of age. Even in Goa, we see a lot of trips. Yeah, the tax benefits in cruise tourism and import of technology for building cruise ships. This will benefit not only the tourism but also the shipping industry. This is one. Secondly, there is not much for tourism except there is a big focus on Buddhist trails and on the religious tourism. And this is not Goa's forte. Goa mostly on leisure and maybe cultural and heritage tours. So what will benefit Goa will be from the cruise side.
How do you look at introduction of, like she said, GST will be extended to new sectors?
For that we will have to see exactly what she means, the general statement that has been given. Yeah, we'll have to see, the devil lies in the details, so a little bit of that. Yes.
An incentive of 3,000 rupees per month was announced for employing youth, first-time employees, for a salary of up to 1 lakh. Do you think that is a sufficient incentive for the industry to?
Well, it is a good start. It is a good start because what happens is most of the youth who start, unless they are very highly qualified and go to a very, very responsible situation, they will not earn more than 1 lakh. But once they up to 1 lakh, they must have covered at least about 85 to 90% of the employment. So they have gone for bulk creation.
So what do you to say about the pension scheme?
See, as far as the pensioners are concerned, what they have done also, they have simplified various things and they have increased the pensions, the reach of the pensioners, because there are many other industries also. Even the private sector has been encouraged to start something that will move towards social security.
You think?
Would you like to say something? Yeah? Sorry.
You think in the focus on eastern side, because of political considerations, Goa and the western part of India is lost out somewhere in the...
See, let me tell you, if you draw a line, politics aside, okay? So politics have no friends or enemies, but if you draw a line vertical from north to south, say from Meerut down to Kanyakumari, you will see that the west has always been more prosperous than the east. Why? If you see the northeast, it's mostly the tribal and the backward area there. Then you have the other states in the east that are still lagging behind, like Orissa. They are rich in minerals, but in development, they're still falling behind. Andhra has come of age, and Tamil Nadu also is coming of age. But stress has been laid in these areas. Probably it will also help them to come up along with the west or more and be prosperous as well. It's not that it's something bad.
So as per this budget, employment will be increased, sir?
Yes. Yeah. How will it be increased? Can you say to go?
Yeah. So today, Madam Nirmala Sitharaman has presented her first budget of the new government. Yesterday we had the economic survey, which had pointed out two things. We were talking about the external economy. We were talking about that there are global uncertainties which are there. But as far as India is concerned, India is on a very, very strong wicket or a strong footing. So as far as India's economy is concerned, we are very, very robust, and this was what was first told in the economic survey. And the second matter which they were talking about was relating to the jobs. And it's very heartening to see so many positives in this budget this time, especially relating to jobs. If you see the kind of incentives which have been given for first-time employees, there is an incentive for having additional employees again in the same firm. Again, there have been incentives which have been given. There have been mudra loans which have been given, and a lot of stress has been given also for the industry, for the employers. So that there is a kind of a working capital flow also for them. Again, if you see from the job perspective, one of our major drivers for job creation are the MSMEs. And again, there have been a lot of stress which has been given for the MSMEs, be it your collateral loans which have been given for an extended time, be the digitization of these loans. Even having energy audits. These are the kind of initiatives as far as the MSMEs were concerned. Again, relating to the jobs which usually have a multiplier effect from the infrastructure point of view. Again, it has been reiterated that 11.11 CR is going to be given, is going to be the capex which is being allocated, which is a huge amount, and this again will spur growth and will spur the job employment. As far as taxation is concerned, we are very happy that many of the recommendations which the chamber had suggested have been taken up. One was relating to the rationalization of taxes. See, what is happening is there are a lot of structures as far as GST and customs where there are inverted duty structures. Where there are disputes as far as the classifications were concerned. It's a great step to see that Honorable Finance Minister has been able to give a kind of clarity even for the custom duties, so that these things will be rationalized. Again, from an industry point of view, from the taxation, an industry always wants to reduce the litigation, and there is a lot of measures again as far as taxation is concerned. There is going to be a comprehensive review of the Income Tax Act itself. This is an act which has been formed in 1961, and to reduce the intricacies in them and to simplify this act, I think there are going to be a lot of measures, I think, which is really going to help the industry. Again, to reduce litigations, we have seen that the reopening of the past cases are being reduced. But the time limit is being reduced. Again, as far
5 years now.
Yeah, from to 5 years. We are also seeing that even TDS, which was again a major point, a major recommendation which we had put up. See, industry is doing a lot of withholding tax compliances. This industry also includes charitable institutions which are exempt from tax, but there are certain sections of TDS which they need to comply. It's very, very heartening that these recommendations have been accepted, and there is now an ease of doing business as well as an ease of charity for the charitable institutions. So their sections have also been rationalized. As far as even for the industry, these things have been rationalized. Again, for the Aam Aadmi, the new tax regime again has been, there are certain incentives which have been given where the standard deduction has been increased, and even the contribution to the pension has been increased. There's also been a restructuring of the rates. Of course, we'll have to see the fine print to see the exact impact. But from her speech, it is looking very, very attractive as far as the new scheme is concerned. So and the kind of percentages which have been given, that many assessees are now going for the new scheme. Even for the corporates, they are going for the newer scheme of 22%. So it's good that there is a lot of ease of doing business measures which have been given in this budget. So overall, I think it's overall there are a lot of positives, and we'll have to go through the details and maybe even interact with the governments to see how best we can implement these for Goa.
Ma'am, one more thing. How interest-free loan going to help and women-led development? What do you to say?
Yeah, see, as far as women are concerned, they have laid a lot of stress on women empowerment. This has been being done since maybe a few years back onwards. But this time also she has given a lot of freebies, you can say, such as we can say, when we have this women, any property which is being bought in the name of women. See, now we used to find that mostly, not in Goa maybe, but outside Goa, we have got a lot of property being bought in the name of the male only. So now we will find, I think, because of the lowering of the stamp duties, in the name of, if you purchase the property in the name of women, you will have a some relief. So that is why I think we will find many women having properties in their names. Secondly, women employment. Women are given so many other freebies, like we will be having women will be able to start their own businesses, and here for women they have given certain reliefs in some of the parts. So whenever women starts up in startups nowadays, we see many men as well as women coming into startups, and we have got this for startups also. Like the angel tax has been abolished, which will be very good, because very many young girls are coming into startups. We appreciate and we try to give them some push through the women's wing of our chamber, Goa Chamber of Commerce and Industries. We have got a women's wing which helps these women. Self-help groups are going to come into a picture. We will have so many other women entrepreneurs also who have been in the backstage sort of. So this will also help. And then we have got employment also for women, who we will be giving more push to these people. Similarly, solar roofing is, because energy is very important and we require it, and we are also trying to have the government, as she has said, that we are going to have this solar roof stop solars, where they are going to give us certain subsidies, or some units will be free for electricity. Then infrastructure is being improved. So because of infrastructure, we will be having a lot of empowerment and this employment as well. As Rohan said, that there are all these things which they have done, which will help us in employment, because we'll get more and more employment. And as far as India is concerned, we have got a young brigade, and we will be doing very well, that's for sure. And I'm really happy that this budget is good. If you go to see, it is a good budget. Not that it is it has got anything, but we will have to go into the intricacy. We have to study the proper budget, detailed budget, and then only we will be knowing what are the repercussions and what are the implications of the budget. Thank you.
On the face of it, it sounds like a balanced budget, especially if you see that the deficit is targeted at 4.9%. And we are moving towards the desired 4. So that itself sums up the whole budget. And hopefully we'll see some new things emerging as we go through the details.
The budget will increase in disposable income in the hands of people.
Absolutely,
Yes.
because the fact that you have a higher standard deduction limit, that the fact that there is a restructuring of the tax slabs, will definitely have more disposable income in the hands of the state.
If you go to see the higher, it's only the top bracket that has gone up. The rest of them there's a relief. So there's going to be some disposable income.
I think shrimp exports Goa is.
Yes.
We will.
Yes.
Because the big time export that India has achieved this year is a very, very good thing, and this has encouraged the government to further incentivize this exports, not only by giving them facility local as far as the investments and facilitating is concerned, but also import of feed, which is very important for the faster and healthier growth. So this the reduction on tax custom duty, this will make sure that the batches and the rotation is much faster.
We have a chairman of Goa branch of ICI, Mr. Minil Churu.
To tell you in a nutshell, actually this whole budget is focusing on employment, skilling and MSME. That is what our Honorable Finance Minister, Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman said at the beginning. So employment, as the economic survey is already saying, that employment we get almost 48 lakh new jobs we require every year. So in that line, the government I think has introduced some ELI schemes, that is employment linked schemes, so that the employment can be increased. One of that is of course, as Ralph sir said, enrollment of new employees will get 1 month salary financed by government over the period of 3 years, up to 15,000. for those employees who will be having a salary around 1 lakh, below 1 lakh. Another scheme of ELI is the EPFO scheme, which they say that over the period of 4 years, for the additional employees, government is going to contribute probably for both employees and the employers up to 3,000 rupees. So this is a welcome step, and I think it's going to surely increase the employment in the coming years. Also, the government is proposing around 1 crore youth to be employed as interns in the industry. And there is the catch here is that the industry can use their CSR fund for funding this skilling and this payment which will be paid. So that's a very important thing, so that the new graduates will definitely get opportunities in the industry. Another concern which was raised in the economic survey was with respect to the skilling. Because we do not have the employable youth, I think they said that in every 2 graduates who pass every year, 1 does not have the enough skills. So I think the government is planning to work on this line by setting up industrial training institute with the help of the industries, so that those courses which make the person employable can be floated, and also giving them a lot of skilling loans. For example, 7.5 lakh they've just announced will be a skilling loan which will be introduced soon. Also, they have introduced for domestic graduates, they have introduced a loan of around 1 lakh with an interest subvention of 3%. That is also a welcome step, because that will certainly increase the education level and also employability. The third thing was the MSME. MSME is supposed to be the main driving force behind the Indian economy, and I think MSME is contributing almost 40% of the GDP, and everybody was eager to know what is happening in MSME. I think the finance minister has rightly given a lot of incentives to MSME, especially with the CGTMSE cover up to 100 crore cover will be given through a self-financing model. Also, there is one important catch here: MSMEs do not get loans because they are stuck in the eligibility criteria. So they want to introduce another eligibility criteria for MSMEs, which will also help the startups, because the new criteria will look not only financial but also your capacity to reach to people, maybe factors like customer base and things like that. So that will certainly help the MSMEs to go to the bank and get eligible for new loans. Mudra loans have also been increased from 20 lakhs to 25. That's another welcome step. I think, yeah, in all these three, when we come to the taxation part, as we are more about taxation as chartered accountants, I welcome the government in rationalizing the GST on various import duties on various important articles like cancer drugs and mobile phones as well. As far as IT is concerned, as Rohan has already explained, the couple of things which are not still clear about charity, they want to simplify and rationalize charitable trust taxation. So there are 2 regimes under taxation, so they want to probably merge these 2 regimes. This needs to be checked through the fine print. The TDS rationalization is also a good step. Various TDS rates have been reduced and certain are abolished as well. The TCS, I think the salaried class will benefit here, because there are a lot of TCS being cut these days on foreign remittances, also on purchase of vehicles. I think I heard her saying that the TCS will be allowed to be deducted from the salary TDS, so that disposable income, as you rightly asked, the more money will be there in their hands at the end of the year. This is also a good step. The long-term capital on shares, they have increased from 10% to 12.5%, and to match it, they have also increased the basic exemption for this long-term capital gain, which was 1 lakh. Now they have increased it to 1.25. Yeah, in all, if you sum it up, the entire budget revolves around the 3 words, which I think the finance minister uttered last time. That is reform, perform, and transform. They have brought in reforms to cover all the 4 new classes. That is the Garib, the Yuva, the Annadata, that is the farmer, and the Nari. Another step which I just forgot in relation to women empowerment. I think the government wants women to be working more and more. They want to increase their, part in the commercial success of India. So they are planning to, set up some hostel facilities, also some crashes, so that more and more women are skilled and they are able to work. I think going by these things, India is surely going to reach to the target of third largest economy. And from my point of view, personal point of view, this is a very good balanced budget. It's going to always going to go upward. Thank you so much.
So one more
Now,
thing.
for first-time employees, how do you is it possible to quantify in Goa like how many first-time employees could benefit, like, or it may help them to come into the
Yeah, if I can say
Yes.
something. See, what is happening right now is that MSMEs are not being, they are not kind of incentivized to register their employees. So there could be two categories of employees. One is already employees which are not registered with PFO. They will come into the mainstream. And the first time employees, government will have to find out, criteria to find, judge which are those which are already there and being registered and which are the ones which are first time employee. So that I think needs little more clarity how to identify the first time employee. I think they are surely going to come with some SOP for that.
So about that industrial park, 100 industrial park. So you will be saying that one industrial park should be in Goa. So for
Hopefully.
that, what will be your steps?
See, the main industrial park is encouraging industries here. And industries that are actually have got a good future. And not only encourage in the sense with infrastructure, but also with finances, with tech source. All these things form a part of the industrial hub that government is thinking of. But exactly what are the actual parameters we don't know yet. We'll come to know that very soon. But such things generate employment. They generate revenues for the state. They revenue income in the pockets of the people. So especially as we are linking youth skilling with production, a park is the end of it. If we have youngsters that are skilled and still they don't have where to go, a place to go, then it doesn't make much sense. But if you have an industrial park with so much openings for youth, because it's going to be encouraged, these employments, so that will be a complete story. Hopefully out of 100, one of them should come to Goa.
We will try.
Sir, one more thing about the logistic hub. Goa is going to be one of the logistic hubs. So what are your thoughts
See,
on
Goa
that?
is very much matured as far as logistics is concerned. I'm not talking about logistics on road also, because we've got Darbandra, one private park that is coming up. We have got quite a few others that are also we are going to see. In industrial estates also, logistics were treated as stepchildren. Now they're accepting them as a part of the industry, so they can go in there. We have also a logistic hub as far as rail is concerned in Bali. That is very important, where the wagons are loaded and unloaded and intentionally. And now Mama Goa Port Trust, which was in a bad state, has been taken by Mama Goa Port Authority, and modernization is going. It is such a potential. If we do that, we are winners, because there are industries that are approaching the chamber from neighboring states who take their products all the way to Bombay when Goa is next door. They said, get your act together and we'll bring everything here. That's the thing as far as Sea Hub is concerned. And we also have now a special cargo division at MOPA. Air cargo, air transportation is very much in demand today. And all facilities are being created there, not only for goods, hard goods, but also for perishable commodities like farm products and edibles. So with all these facilities that are available, got sent to Goa and which have been developed, and now we are finding them really coming of age, Goa should be a place that will be a logistic hub.